Know Me Yet Podcast Network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tinesha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl LD along with my girl Tinesha, the Diva Mahomes. What's up, Diva?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. It's that time of year.
I know it. And y'all gonna clown me, but I'm gonna be ready. Y'all ain't finna clown me like y'all did last year. Especially my brother. Bring him on in.
I'm gonna bring them in, the ones that did clown you.
Yeah. Bring them in.
We
They're making the laugh and stalking podcast.
Silky P, what's going on, y'all?
First of all, we didn't do nothing but tell the truth. So, I mean, if the truth is what, gets us in trouble, then so be it. We are truth tellers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've had 11 months, and it's only been 6 months in the season for you to get your picks together. So hopefully it'll take all night.
Man, I'm just a perfectionist. It takes a little longer for people like me. That's all it is. Y'all out here talking bad about me. Ain't nothing wrong with taking your time.
She gonna have confidence in her this year. She ain't gonna freeze up.
Yeah,
she ain't gonna freeze up.
I ain't gonna freeze up this year.
So as y'all know, we always do our picks. Who got it right last year? It wasn't me. I know I was out of it. I ain't gonna make the same mistake this year.
Same person that gets it right every year.
Okay.
Both of y'all got y'all hands up, by the way.
The same person that gets it right every year.
So is y'all too. Okay. So we're gonna see who
Linda,
I ain't gonna hold it against. So I know Tinesha, you didn't get I was off. I had Kansas City, but I had Detroit, and Detroit didn't make it. So we'll go from there. But let's just go ahead and jump in. We're gonna start off with the let's start off with the NFC.
Oh, I said repeat. That's what I said.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with the NFC. Darren, I'm gonna throw it to you. NFC East. Who you got coming out of there?
Well, I could have sworn we were gonna have Tinesha do it because she was gonna take favor.
Don't be worried about it.
I'll give it to her. I'll give it to her. Let me bounce it to
No, stick with what you. He ain't gonna do that to me. Come on, let's go, Darren.
I got the Philadelphia Eagles coming out on top in the NFC East.
Okay.
Who
you got at the bottom?
The bottom it'll be your New York Giants.
Okay. All right.
But if we're gonna rank them, I guess the Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, and then the Giants.
Okay. Pat, what you got?
Well, the expert normally goes last, so I don't like people to really bite off.
Okay,
so we can
Tinesha.
let Tinesha and you get y'all out the way, and I'll give y'all the blueprint where you can go and cheat off of.
Okay, well, I'm not cheating, but I've already told Linda earlier that I thought it was going to be the Eagles. I think it's the Cowboys. I think it's the Commanders, and I told her earlier, don't be sad, but your Giants is dead last this year. So that's the same order I had.
I'm not going to argue with that. I'm agreeing with Tinesha and Darren on that.
Yep.
All right. Well, the answer key, the NFC East, it would be the Philadelphia Eagles, followed by the upstanding and outstanding Washington Commanders. I almost said Redskins. I tell you how old I am, but we'll go with the Commanders next. Then it will be the Cowboys, and then it will be the Giants as usual.
Okay. So, damn. As usual.
Unnecessary.
So, Pat, since you went with something different, just let us know why you going with the Commanders this year.
Well, I think they have a dual threat quarterback, and seems like they hired an offensive coordinator over there that kind of knows what to do with dual threat quarterbacks. He's had a few guys that have came to the NFL that have been pretty good. One being my son, Cliff Kingsbury, and a guy that I talk to a lot, and he normally gives me a pretty good scouting report on what's going on, and he's very pleased at what they got going on over there. I think with the running back, Robinson, and the receiving core looks pretty good. And plus, you got the extra running back with the quarterback now, and Jaden Daniels. So, Cowboys, a lot of noise as usual. over there, and still think it's some unhappy people, even though they're getting signed and they're getting signed late. But I think there's a lot of unhappy people there, and when you're playing for contracts, sometimes you start thinking a little bit too much about yourself and not making it as much team oriented game. And I just feel like Washington's up and coming. Dallas has that going on, and the Giants are just terrible. So the Eagles have, too many weapons, not to be good. I expect a big bounce back year from Hurts, and I just think they'll handle that division. But I think Washington is going to surprise a lot of people.
Okay. Okay. I had a question about Philly, right? I know we all did pick Philly. With Jason leaving, you think that's a big impact? I saw something where Hertz was saying it's going to be different because Jason was really controlling how that offensive line was working. Do you think that's going to be a positive, negative, or just be no change?
But Darren can probably speak to it more than I can. But it's pretty much now they got those microphones and those helmets now, and they pretty much can cater you through it. So I think that he's going to be missed. I mean, a guy of his caliber that has his talent, that has his smarts and wits that have been around the league for that long is definitely a factor. But will it be enough of a hindrance to keep them from going where they're going? I just think with Saquon and all those weapons they got, it's just going to be hard to stop them, and especially in where they play at and their fan base, and compared to the others in the division's fan bases, I just think that they'll find enough ways to win. I mean, they got basically 3 or 4 wins in their own division that should be pretty easy. They should beat the Giants both times. I'm giving them splits with both Washington and Dallas, so I just think that'll be enough for them to hold on and be able to win that division.
Okay. Tanisha, Darren, any comments on that?
No, I mean I'm in agreement with it, especially when it comes to Jason Kelsey. I mean he was vital, but knowing that he was retiring when he did, it gave them time. Of course, is what you got training camp, OTAs, and all the stuff for to work out all the kinks. I mean he'll be missed early on, and maybe you don't do the tush push or whatever because he might have perfected that. But for the most part, I think that you'll work through whatever growing pains his absence might have left, but like you said, I mean, it's still basic, run block and pass blocking, for the center who's going to follow him up. And really, with the outside weapons that they have and Saquon Barkley in the backfield, I mean, they really just don't have to foul up for them to not win the division, in my opinion. That and stay healthy.
All right, let's jump over to Tanisha. You got something on that?
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Let's jump over to the NFC West. Start with you there,
Okay.
Tanisha.
So this might surprise you a little bit. I got a little bit of toss up on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say the Niners, the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals in that order.
Okay, Darren.
I've got the, I got to say more than Niners, Rams, Seahawks, and the Cardinals. I just think that looking at this, I think they got everything that they needed to taken care of prior to the season starting with Trent Williams getting in tow along with Brandon Ayuk and stuff. So I think as long as they stay healthy, I like the Niners in this division.
Okay.
I
I'm
like the
going.
Rams. I like the
Mm-hmm.
Rams.
I
I
was
think
see Pat. Wait a
they're
minute. You
going.
wanted to go last. You was
Well,
gonna
I'm
let
just
me go. You gonna
Yeah,
say I was stealing from you because I was going with what you were going with. I was gonna flip the Rams and the 49ers.
no, I
Everything
don't
else the
think so.
same.
I got the Rams going to win the division. I got the 49ers finishing second, and I got Arizona
Mm.
finishing third, and then Seattle last. I think the addition of, even though he's a rookie, I think Harrison Jr. is going to open up a lot of things, and Trey Benson, the running back, I've been a little impressed with what I've seen out of him so far, and I think Kyler uh, may have finally figured it out a little bit. He's got all the talent in the world, and I just think he had a problem with reading the defenses and taking what they are giving to what's been given to him. So I feel like now that he'll be a little bit more stable back there in the pocket, with because they're going to have to, they're not going to be able to pin their ears back and come at him all the time, with some of these other guys. Now you got a deep threat down the field that's reliable. You got a running back that should be able to, get 3 or 4 yards on first downs, and I think the game's going to open up for them a little bit better. So I got them being sneaky. I mean, I'm almost thinking they might sneak into the playoffs, but that's definitely the order that I have.
Okay. All right.
And I like Wilson on that team too. The receiver they got, he showed some flashes last year. I like him as well. But I just think they're young. They got too many young people, and you can't overlook Connor, but he gets hurt. I'm just worried about how healthy they're going to stay throughout the season. The Cardinals.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move over to the north. I'm gonna start with you, Tanisha.
When we start with you,
We start with me. I
Yeah.
got Green Bay. I got Green Bay, Chicago. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I got Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota.
Ooh.
I'm reading
wow,
mine. I was reading mine crazy. Yep.
Oh,
Whoa. I didn't
Go
see
ahead.
that coming.
Nah. I always got. I made him put on his glasses. Go ahead,
Right?
Darren.
You said Chicago, Detroit.
I've
Mm-hmm.
got I've got Detroit. I've got Green Bay. I got Chicago, and I got Minnesota.
Okay.
So
So the
it's
only
been
thing
a
we agreed
toss
with
up.
was with Minnesota last, right?
I think everybody's
Yes.
going to say Minnesota coming
Minnesota
in
last
last.
is this first
Yeah.
three. What you
no,
got,
I got
Tanisha?
I got
Oh,
I actually have the Lions, the Bears, Packers, Vikings.
wow,
okay.
y'all putting a lot of faith in Caleb Williams.
They
He's
Uh,
are.
put a lot of
I
he
said
got he
I got
got
him in
yeah,
he
third.
got
So
That
let me
team.
tell you
he's
let me
got
tell you
talent, though.
Yeah.
let me talk about this. It's not even that. He is surrounded by a ton of talent. Like a ton. I'm talking about his receiving core is right up there to me with what the Bengals is looking at. Me, you got veterans on there, uh, that's gonna get you and you got Cole Kmet and a good tight end. Like I don't see where how do you do bad when they put you in they set him up to be successful is all I'm saying.
well,
Allen is coming off Keenan Allen's coming off his one of his best seasons ever. And then you got they even got a Doomsday, more commit. I mean, to me, he got a squad. All he got to do is just go in there and not turn it over, and I think he's gonna be just fine.
well,
That's
I
why I
have,
put that much in him. But I
well,
did have a pack. I did have a toss up between the Bears and the Packers. But I just felt like everything went white for the Packers last year, and I don't know that that's gonna happen
Happened
again
this
this
year.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, you asked interesting questions at the beginning when you started out. You said, how can it go bad for Chicago? And the reason why it could go bad is 3 letters: the N, F, and the L. The NFL. What I do have
Yeah.
in the North
Yeah.
coming out, I have Detroit, I have Green Bay, I got Minnesota finishing third, and I got Chicago finishing last. And the reason why that I have it in this order is because I think Sam Darnold is going to have a pretty good year. First of
I
all,
agree.
with those receivers that he has, and I also think that his coach schemes offense pretty well. So I think they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. They've always had a, pretty solid defense. I think they're going to be okay. As far as Caleb Williams and his weapons, ton of talent, ton of weapons, but it's the NFL and he hasn't seen these looks. The scouted looks are going to be tough on him, first of all. Uh, Everybody sees Patrick with his first year playing, but Patrick got to cheat. He got to see all those defenses for a year. He got to see how they reacted. He got to be the
Good point.
scout team quarterback and run the other team's offense and then see the different defenses and everything. It's fine to have off platform throws to run around and do different stuff. Patrick just happened to be better than most guys at doing it, but he's also intelligent. He has an idea, and as he said, after his first year, after winning the MVP in that offseason, and I know Darren remembers this, and probably y'all do too. He said, "I didn't even know how to read defenses."
Yeah.
Yeah. He
That's the
said it on that
difference.
show.
That's the
Yeah.
difference. And I know you can say Keenan Allen and Odunze and Moore,
More.
and all those guys. They're not Tyreek, Sammy Watkins, and Travis Kelsey.
Mm.
And you had those guys. You can fall back. You can make some acrobatic plays and get bailed away because those guys. You get the ball anywhere around them, they're gonna make the plays. But
Okay.
these guys have never ever had to do that like that. Keenan Allen, yes, he's always been a great receiver, but he always had Mike Williams, and he had some other guys that took away, some of the pressure off of it. But Chicago is new. This guy is used to making plays. It reminds me of, and I keep saying it reminds me of Patrick at Texas Tech. When you feel like you got to go on the field and you got to score every time to keep up, you make a lot of bad decisions. And I think the hero ball trying to make those plays is going to cause you to make more mistakes when you probably could have just took something else and win that game.
Okay.
Mm.
They'll probably play hero ball in week 1. So,
Mm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, good,
which is fine
But
to see.
I will tell
good
you, I'll
defense
tell
of
you
your
something else.
picks. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely, and
Hmm.
I agree with you also. And I had said that I think this is going to be Sam Darnold's like breakout year. I think a lot of people feel that way. You hear that a lot, but I forgot also Aaron Jones is their running back. They Aaron Jones is over there, and Aaron Jones, prior to that little injury, he was having a great season over there with Green Bay. They
It
traded it
was.
in for Josh Jacobs. They traded in for a younger guy, but Aaron Jones was playing good ball, so that's a good catch, Pat.
Well,
That is.
and one thing I want to add is just because I have like Chicago third and Minnesota fourth, it's not like to me third and fourth place not going to be that big a difference. It could be 6 and 11 and 7 and 10. Between between
Or
those
eight
two
and
teams up
nine.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not. I think two teams come out of that division as it relates to get to the playoffs. So whoever's in third and fourth to me doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And last on that subject, we haven't seen Caleb Williams throw the ball in Chicago in that cold weather. I mean,
Uh,
people think no, it's not so much the cold, it's the wind, and
Yep.
it's tough. You got to have a really really strong arm quarterback to cut that wind. And yes, he does have a strong arm, but you have to maneuver that ball to get that ball to him. There's a reason why Chicago hasn't had a great quarterback there in their franchise. Man, it's a different animal. I actually got to play baseball there and play for the Cubs for a year, and even pitching wise, that can be a factor when it gets cold.
Okay.
got
And
you.
and
That's a
since
good
they're
point.
located right off the lakefront too,
Yeah.
when
Yep.
that wind and that cold
Then
hit,
win and they hit that. Yeah, that's a good point. But you were
All
in
right.
Minnesota forever, so you definitely know what you're talking
That's in
about.
a dome.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Hey,
difference.
that
That ain't gonna
Metrodome,
matter. Right.
Metrodome
Right.
It's
No
still
makes
doubt.
a
it's
big
still
difference.
cold. I went. That's the coldest place I ever been in my life. When I went up there to see you in Minnesota, and that wind hit me, my face started stinking. I just started screaming. I ain't never
Uh,
felt
Mm.
that type of cold.
Auto Cool 68 in the dome.
Yeah. It's
All
automatic.
right.
Automatic.
Automatic,
All
huh?
right.
All right.
All right. Let's jump over to the South, NFC South. Who wants to
I
take the floor
have.
first?
I'll go out. I have Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Tampa Bay,
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans, and Carolina. Poor Carolina. I think they're going to be good eventually, but right now, they have a long way to go. So that's why I have them last. Atlanta, I think Kirk Cousins is going to be Kirk Cousins, which is solid. He's always been solid. He does have some weapons. He's got Pitts. He got a couple other guys, and Baker's going to be Baker. So that could go either way. I'm leaning toward Atlanta for the fact of Bijan Robinson. I just feel like that he's a difference maker, and I think he will be enough, along with Kirk Cousins' smart play. He's not going to do anything fantastic. He's not going to do that, but he's going to be solid, and I think that's what you need to be able to win the division. I love Baker Mayfield to death. Everybody knows I do, but he can be a little erratic. He can be a little wild, and I just think Cousins is just a little bit more consistent.
Well, I got the exact same order, but one of the things that I really like about Atlanta, we know Kirk Cousins loves his tight ends, and I think this is the year that Pitts get to show I'm not a bust. I'm gonna break out a little bit. So I agree with that. I had the exact order. Even I was looking at the schedules and I was like, man, the Panthers might go 4-13 with their schedule. They just whoo.
I don't know what they got going on over there, but
Where'd
like
you get the
Pat said, they
4 at?
grow.
And I just don't want to make. I'm trying to give them a toss up here.
They were
I
very
got
hard to
to make
watch
it
last year. We're just trying to give how many they win last year?
Hell, I don't even know how many they won last year.
What many?
Every time, it got so bad. I don't think they were putting them on TV. Like, it was awful. I felt bad
Darren,
for him too because I think he's gonna be decent.
They only won
Well,
2 games last year, but
two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going with. It's funny. I would have gone with New Orleans prior to some of the moves that Atlanta made, during the preseason and training camp and stuff. So I've got Atlanta. I've got Tampa Bay, I've got New Orleans, and I've got Carolina. The reason why I got Tampa Bay is I trust Baker Mayfield more so than I do Derek Carr. Seeing how New Orleans played last year, Derek Carr made a lot of mistakes, a lot of costly mistakes during close ball games, and I just don't think that if they get a chance, I think they might try to bench Derek Carr throughout the year and replace him with Spencer Rattler. So if you do that, you're obviously not going to be going to the playoffs. So
I don't see why they would do that.
I mean, if he's not playing well, we saw how Spencer played during preseason. Granted, it is preseason, but you gotta see what you got, and and plus they can get off his contract at the end of this year as well. So I like Tampa Bay. I think Baker Mayfield is going to try to live up to his contract. You still got Mike Evans, still got a lot of core players on that team that's been there for the last 4 or 5 years. So I like what they're doing, and I trust Raheem Morris in his second stint as a head coach with the Falcons down there to do a good job. And like Pat mentioned earlier, Bijan Robinson. Now that you don't have Arthur Smith down there,
I
I feel
know.
like you might have a new life, and with some of the other weapons that they have,
Did
and then
not
you
use
got
him right.
and then you have so you have a lot of opportunities to show out in front of the fans down there, which I think
Yeah, I think
they
it's
will.
unanimous, right? We all agree, and I think Darren, you hit on something that I agree with. I think the coaching is going to make a big difference for Atlanta, also. So that's unanimous. We all agree on that one. We're gonna switch over to the AFC.
Hold on 1 second now.
Okay.
Hold on, Miss Host. Darren, how many teams we got making the playoffs? How many teams make the playoffs? In
7
each
teams make the
set.
playoffs.
All right, I'm gonna run my 7 now. When I do prediction, I'm gonna do a thorough. I'm gonna tell you all of it. Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right. So my 7 playoff teams, I got the Phillies. I got Philadelphia.
What happened to Pat?
Hang on there.
Did I?
The Phillies got
There
him.
you go.
I got
Go ahead, Pat.
Philadelphia, Detroit, Atlanta. I got the Rams. I got the
Okay.
49ers. I got Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with my surprise pick, and I'm going to go with the Commanders. And I got
Okay.
Philadelphia winning the NFC.
So no Cowboys in the playoffs. Then.
That's what I have.
Okay.
I have Rams, Lions, Cowboys, Falcons, 49ers, Packers, Eagles.
One more.
Now that's 7.
Is that 7?
Yeah. Rams, Lions, Cowboys, Falcons, 49ers, Packers, Eagles.
Yeah, that
Eagles.
is.
I got Philly, Dallas, Chicago, Rams, Detroit, Green Bay. I'm missing one, right?
2.
I think I'm missing one.
No,
One,
I'm
two,
missing
three,
2.
four, five. I got 6.
Okay. We need one more.
I said, did I say the Rams?
Yeah.
You got the
Yep.
Niners in there?
No, thank you. I think
Yeah.
I left my obvious pick out. The Niners. I'm sorry, Niners.
Yep.
Huh.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I have I have the Eagles. I have the Cowboys. I have the Lions. I have the Packers. I have the Falcons. I have the Niners, along with the Rams.
Okay.
Same one I got. The
So I
same
have
one
Okay.
I
I
have
got.
two teams from each division except for the South.
Got you.
Okay.
All right.
So you went
It's all.
Oh, no, and I'm
Philly and Dallas, and I went Philly and Washington.
yeah, and I'm sorry,
Yep.
and so my rep now. Oof, now, are we doing our representatives now? Or are we doing like the playoffs a little bit later?
I do mine.
I,
I do
Uh,
my representative right from the beginning. That way, you
okay.
got the key. You got the answer key. You just got to follow it.
Hmm.
all
Kind of
right.
like me in chemistry. We had half a period. We had you go in for 30 minutes, then you get lunch, and then you come back in 30 minutes. I always had the key by the time we took the test. I knew where the
All right.
teacher kept it locked in a drawer.
All right.
Well,
Where you coming out?
my representative is going to be based off of who has home field advantage between the Eagles and the Niners. So I'm gonna lead towards the Eagles because I do think they have the best roster and I have the best lineup on both offense and defense. So
Okay. As much as it pains me to say this, and I'm gonna say it, I'm going with Dallas.
You said it pains you, Linda. You act
It
like
hurt.
you
That
got
did. That
heartburn.
that hurt. I
Pat, they
couldn't even
never
say
learn,
it
do they,
good.
Pat? They
No,
never learn.
that's what I
Nope.
love, Cowboy fans.
I, and
They
I,
faithful.
I
Jerry
ain't no
Jones loves
Cowboy
them too.
fan. I'm a Cowboy hater, but I'm gonna
You
go
know
with him.
he a
That's my
cowboy.
team.
She bleed blue, the other blue, not the cowboy blue, the eagle blue.
Mm-mm.
I mean the Giants blue.
They're the second best team in Texas. They might make it.
All right, Tanisha.
49ers.
Okay. All right.
Basically, Chiefs getting a rematch with somebody
Yeah.
except
All
for the
right.
Cowboys.
Let's jump over there.
All
Let's
right.
start off AFC East.
Who
Who's
you want to
starting
start?
off?
I'll
You
Go
start
jump
off.
ahead.
in.
I mean, you the
I'll go.
host. Go for it.
Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins, Jets, Bills, Patriots.
Well, you was a little nervous about that Jets pick, wasn't you?
Little shaky.
uh,
Little shake. Pat, I can't see you. I think you slid off. You
Let me
off
hear it,
the.
Yep.
D.
I've got Dolphins, I've got the Jets, I've got the Bills, and I got the Patriots. I know everybody's big on Josh Allen and think he's going to do a Patrick Mahomes with his receivers that Mahomes did after after Tyreek left, but no, it's not happening. So that's
I'm
my
in
order.
agree. I'm in agreement here. That's the order I had: Miami, Dolphins, the Jets, Bills, in New England.
Yep.
I'm with you.
No, we all agree for once.
All
We
right.
agreed on one of the other ones too. On the NFC, I think it was NFC South. We all agreed on different
All
reasons
right.
why we agreed, but we all agreed on that. Okay.
We're on the Falcons, so but yeah.
Huh?
Who we got, the AFC North or the South now?
A-
AFC
AFC
North,
West. No, I said East West. I like saying it like
Yeah,
the East
West.
West, North South
Yeah,
West.
it's
West.
Let's go
West.
West.
Chiefs, and I don't really care who comes second, third, or fourth. But we'll go Chiefs. We'll go. I'll go Chiefs. I'll go. Man, I really don't know because these teams were all bad last year. Um, we'll go. Jeez. I don't know. Come back to me on that one because these teams were bad last year, and I don't see really much improvement along the way.
All right,
Chiefs,
Pat,
I'm
give me.
Chargers, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
Wow.
you
Mm.
got
Okay.
the Raiders finishing last. It's funny.
Till they
Wish
get a
I
quarterback, I got the Raiders finishing last. I think Bo Nix is going to be great in Sean Payton's offense.
That's a good
The
point, Pat.
Broncos definitely have a running game. That's what Sean Payton likes to run and throw time and passes. I think he got a quarterback that can do that now. I think Williams, the running back, is going to be good. So I got them finishing third. And pretty much
Watch.
like Darren said, all those teams were bad last year. I think Harbaugh is going to
Mhm.
take a couple years to get everything
But you put
implemented the
him.
way it does.
You put him in second. That's why I was about to ask you. What did you see from the what do you think you saw it in preseason that made you think the Chargers was going to come in second?
Well, I didn't see it in preseason, but Justin Herbert's their quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I have the same order, but I'm nervous about it because of this. Because Justin Herbert has plantar fasciitis. He has something going on with his foot. And that's not so I've had plantar fasciitis before. That is a very painful situation he's got there. They had him in the boot and everything. And he lost Williams and Keenan Allen. I was really nervous about it, but I did the same order based off of Justin Herbert, and I hope his foot holds up because I almost did Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, but I did do the exact same order you did. I just think the
I
Raiders got some dogs over there in them camps, so it's gonna cause some problems.
I got the same order, and I'm same thing with the Chargers, but the Chargers I think because Harbaugh gonna be able to pull some stuff out of some folks. He's just that
Yeah.
dude. I you know
And you're
not a,
definitely right, Tanisha. Plantar fasciitis is pretty tough to get over. They got something called Toradol that
Mhm.
normally take out. As you can see, your nephew played with half a foot, so it can't be more painful than that. So I
Yeah.
think he'll be able to get through.
he's tough
My
dude.
biggest
I mean, played last year. He's tough. Go ahead, Darren.
my biggest concern when it comes to the Chargers will be not only the health of
Wait a
Justin
minute. Give us
Herbert.
your pick. Give us your order
No,
first.
no, okay. Chiefs. Um, Raiders finished second last year. I mean, they tied with the Broncos. I'm gonna go Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, and the Broncos.
Okay.
And again, the thing that really concerns me about the Chargers is more so their defense than even their quarterback's health because you got two all pros and a former defense player of the year in Khalil Mack along with Joey Bosa, and that defense was horrible last year. And so I don't know how much better they've gotten being a year older and even in the hardball, and even though they may try to run the football more to keep Justin Herbert from making a whole bunch of mistakes. Again, like you said, Pat, it might take them a year to get things
Rolling.
together. Yeah, get things rolling. And even though the Broncos are going to be led by a rookie quarterback, I still have questions about their defense as well. So to me, like I said, third and fourth is just
Yeah,
juggling. I've
also.
got I've got the Chiefs winning the division by a mile.
Okay.
Okay.
No more comments on that. We move over to the North, AFC North.
Um,
Ooh, Lord, that's the toughest one.
This
I'll
is
go.
this is I think this is one of the toughest ones. Go ahead, Tanisha.
I'll go first. I got Ravens, Bengals, and this is Browns,
Ooh.
Steelers, knowing that Tomlin has never finished last in this division. From the time he came in 2007 for 17 years, but I believe this is the year that he is going to finish last in the division because I'm thinking that Deshaun, we're gonna get to see a little bit of old Deshaun Watson finally getting his sea legs back or whatever you want to call it. I think, but
But you got them in third.
yeah, I had Steelers last.
I said Cleveland.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I got
Yeah.
Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and see, it was a tough pick between the Bengals and the Ravens, but I seem like the Ravens got their number a little bit. So go ahead.
I I'll go. I'm a flip flop. I got Cincy,
Mhm.
Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pitt. I'm just Harbaugh just ain't doing it for me. It's like they're not making changes or whatever. It's not the players really. It's just the coaching is what's getting it for me or not doing it for me. So, Cincy, I think if Burrows stays healthy, they can come out. They can come out there. But the last two, I agree with you on those.
You want to, Patty?
I,
You want me to go?
I'll go. I have the same order as Linda does there, but I'm a little hesitant with Jamar Chase thing. Um,
Mm,
Seems like he's about his business. I know he doesn't have a lot of um bargaining, leverage, but seems like he's about his business. He's going to practice, but he ain't practicing. So that's always kind of scary to me. Whenever a guy that doesn't know if he's going to get his contract, and I know that they don't find him, and they normally don't find him, but you still need some kind of chemistry when you're out there on that field, and it's been a while since those two have played together. Barrow was hurt, a lot last year, and that timing, you think it's always going to be there, but that can change, and I could see them starting off slow and having to really, really hustle to get back. And I don't know if Baltimore is going to give up ground, but I am going to pick the Bengals first.
Okay.
okay, Darren, what you got?
All right. Well, I guess we're going going all the way opposite direction. I've got Cleveland, I've got Baltimore, I've got Cincy, and I got Pittsburgh.
Okay,
Mm.
break it down.
Well, I think this year I think Deshaun is going to be healthy. Most of the I think he's going to be healthy. That defense they brought all their starters back. That was a top three defense all last year. I don't think the defense is going to get any worse, especially with that DC out there. And I think with Amari Cooper, them getting Jerry Judy, they will get Nick Chubb back after week 4 or around week 5. And so I like the way that they're going to be progressing. Also, because of the Jamar Chase situation, again, you just don't know if he's going to be all in. If they don't get things worked out by week 1, week 2, of course, they face Kansas City. I think Kansas City at least those two that they're up 2-0 after that game, and so for me, being in that division, I mean, it's going to be a round robin between all these teams, but Cleveland has Cincinnati's number for whatever reason. They've had their number over the last 5 years with or without Deshaun Watson, and so I think that they'll be able to kind of get a leg up on them. And as long as Cleveland, I think gets the upset win. I don't want to call it upset, but I think they beat Dallas on Sunday. I think that that'll get the ball rolling. But I really do like how this Cleveland team is going to perform. I mean, they went to the playoffs with 5 different quarterbacks last year. I do believe Deshaun Watson is going to be healthy and is going to be healthy most of the year. And this is a proven year for Deshaun. I mean, with this contract, everybody says what he needs to do. This quarterback coach Quincy Carter has said that he's 100% healthy and he's ready to go out and ball. And I think we're going to see the Deshaun Watson that I always felt was the second best quarterback next to Mahomes. So we'll see what
Okay,
happens.
okay. Anybody got any comments on that? All right,
No.
let's move.
Very, very, very good points. I mean, Cleveland is always solid. I just keep going back to the fact that Cleveland is Cleveland, and
Yeah,
Oh no,
and they
that's fair.
seem,
That's fair.
yeah,
they seem to
yeah.
always, kind of get in their way. I mean, if you look at it on paper, I would say, yeah, they probably have the best roster out of all 4 teams. I
They
just,
do.
I just have a hard time, picking them for with their history and what's going on. And I know they made the playoffs and all that, but Chubb's going to miss 4 games. I think Ford and of course Kareem, are going to
He's
be
not even
solid.
on.
Well, I think he'll be out by then. So um, we'll just see what happens, man. Cleveland's a good team. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs, but it's, like I said, it's always a deal where Cleveland just happen to be Cleveland.
Yep.
Mm.
Good point. All right,
And the
let's
other
jump
thing
over
is,
to. Uh,
I'm sorry, one more
Go
thing.
ahead.
Just when it comes to
Uh,
the Bengals, I just don't trust the Bengals late in the season when it comes again because I don't know how healthy Joe Burrow is going to be throughout this season. I mean, I could say the same about Deshaun, but I have more faith because of the time off that he's missed with Deshaun versus Joe Burrows. And then when you look at that offensive line, I love Orlando Brown, but that's still but Burrow will
It
still get
was
sacked
still
a lot.
shaking.
and you put that lineup against a Miles Garrett and a TJ Watt. But I got to go with the defense of these teams against them.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to the South. I'll jump us off on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all can go ahead. He's like, Tanisha,
Mm-hmm.
you scared of that one? I'm going Houston, Tennessee, Indy, and Jacksonville.
Oh,
Linda.
Yes. Yes.
even I said,
Girl,
oh,
what is okay. I'm gonna go Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, and Tennessee in last.
Okay.
I wouldn't I'm really I'm wrapping my mind around your Tennessee second. I just don't know
I
where.
think they're a
Well,
sleeper
they
team.
got
I think they
they
got a lot
I
of talent on that team, and they've got some veterans on that team. I think it's a sleeper team. Their
Mhm.
defense, they've got a decent defense, and I think people are going to overlook them. I think that's one of the reasons that that's why I'm picking them second. Jacksonville is just, I mean, Jacksonville. I love their coach. They got a good quarterback. They just give away a lot of people. Who do they have left?
they have Christian Kirk, and they just got the Brian Thompson Jr. the rookie wide receiver. But they gave away Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones. I mean,
they ain't
I,
giving away just inside them.
they
Well,
gave him
So
away.
well,
If you want him, you
I
keep him.
my rule of thought, and most of the time when I'm picking these teams, is I go with the team with the best quarterback, and I just feel like Tennessee has the worst quarterback in that whole division. I
Okay.
think Anthony Richardson is, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be better than Will Levis. I feel like C.J. Stroud is definitely better than Will Levis, and Trevor, Trevor Lawrence. He had an off year at the end of the season, but it wasn't all season. I mean, he kind of crumbled there at the end a little bit, but now that he's got a little money in his pocket, a lot of money in his pocket. Um, I think he'll be a little bit, more relaxed and more focused this year. So that's the reason why. I'm kind of a little scared about Indiana. I think Indianapolis, because if that boy
Mhm.
can play, that could be scary over there.
Yeah, it
Especially with
could be.
Jonathan Taylor coming back. If he's anywhere near the form that he was before he got hurt, I mean, that could be a scary, duo right there.
That
I
is a
think he can
tricky team because
play.
they
It's
didn't get an
going to be his
opportunity.
health.
Did they get an opportunity to play together at all last year?
Very little.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't even
Yeah,
know if they played
And
together at
I
all.
think Richardson
and
got
what
hurt in
was
the
your
first and second game.
Yeah,
what
and
was
then
your what
Taylor
was your
wasn't
order,
even
Pat?
there. He Pat
What did you say? What was your order?
Pat had
Jackson,
Jacksonville first, right?
Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have Houston, Jacksonville, Colts, and Titans. And let me tell you, I like Linda feel like the Titans is a sleeper team, but the problem is I don't think that Hobson is actually healthy. He's been a question mark all year, and we're talking about Calvin Ridley, and I think was Traylon Burks, the other first round pick. He was always injured, so I haven't really got to see that team healthy. But if they were all healthy going into the season, and I knew that, I'd say I may move them up to third, but I'm going to keep them where they are because I don't think they're all going to be healthy at one time for him to be able to utilize all of his weapons. And I agree with you. I believe Will Levis is the worst quarterback in that division.
I'll go with Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. Reason why I got the Titans over the Colts is just that I still think while Will Levis might be as bad as people think he is, he's still surrounded by players to where they can help offset. You've got Tony Pollard run. You should have a decent running game with Tony Pollard back there. Your offensive line doesn't suck. You got the wide receivers out there that should give you a chance to make some semblance of plays. And I just trust their defense more than I trust the coach. And when it comes to Anthony Richardson, I believe he can play. I just don't know whether he's going to make it through the season because he's going to want to pin the ball down and run and take unnecessary hits. And so I think that might end up being one of the reasons why I have them last versus Tennessee. But when it comes to the Houston Texans, it would be disappointing for them if they don't win this division with the expectation of what they did last year, coming back and how they beat the Jaguars, I think, to win the division, and then and then with all the weapons that he has and the defense, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, coach of the year, oh, I'm sorry, coach of the year finalist. I mean, they don't have any excuses, so they should be able to win this division hands down.
Okay. All right.
And now, do y'all want to go over y'all AFC picks,
Yep.
playoff picks?
Yeah.
I'll go last on this one.
I'll go first. That way y'all can't say I cut. I got Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Texans, Bengals, Jets. Ooh.
You had 7 months, Tanisha.
Hey, don't start with me. Maybe Chargers.
Maybe Chargers.
Maybe Chargers. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Linda?
I got Kansas City, Houston, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Miami, the Jets, and who was my last team? I had one other team in there. Oh, my sleeper team, Tennessee.
Okay.
All right, well, I got Chiefs in the AFC West. That's the only team that's going to come out of there. I've got Houston along with Jacksonville. I've got Cleveland along with Baltimore, and I've got the Dolphins along with the Jets, and of course Kansas City in the AFC representing the AFC.
I can see the. I can see that Jags pick though. I can see that. I can
Okay.
definitely see that Jags pick over the Chargers.
And who we got coming out? Kansas City.
Hold on, do you have? I already said Kansas City. What about you?
And I
Hello?
said, who? No, yeah, we can hear you, Pat. I said, who we got coming out? Who you got coming out? I
I
got
said
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City.
Yeah.
Technical
Oh, okay.
difficulty.
Tanisha, hold on, Tanisha, who you got coming out of the AFC?
Chiefs.
Oh, don't get on our bandwagon now. God, no, you good.
Who? Quit playing with me.
Pat can't hear us. Can you hear us,
It's
Pat?
on you, Pat. It's on you, Pat.
He'll be back. He was saying he
Yeah,
couldn't hear us.
Well, I
Yeah.
can already tell you, Pat's gonna go with the Chiefs in the
Yeah, I think we
AFC.
also
But
our let me let him back in. Our Pat, you good now?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
zero.
We were all saying who was coming out of there, and we all had the Chiefs. You got anything different?
I got Miami, Cincy,
Oh, he never did. That's right. He never did this. Okay.
Miami, Cincy. Jacksonville is my surprise team. I
Okay.
have the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Texans, and I got Darren's Cleveland.
Cleveland. Okay. He having technical difficulties. We know. Okay, we got his for the playoffs. We got you there. Your last one was Cleveland, and then we had all picked who we had coming out of there. Pat, who you got coming out? Just so you can say it out loud.
The birds in the background are saying Chiefs,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I know. That's what it sounds like. So we know he gonna pick the Kansas City Chiefs. So I got for my Super Bowl then it's Dallas and Kansas City. Tanisha, your Super Bowl is 49ers. KC,
Okay.
Darren, yours is
Chiefs and the Eagles.
Chiefs and the Eagles.
And Pat is
And
Chiefs and Eagles as well.
Pat
Yes,
was
sir.
Chiefs and Eagles. Okay.
Chiefs, and the Eagles. I got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, the 3 pick.
It warms my heart because I had the
I
same
got him
thing.
going for the 3P too, but I think, like you said, Tanisha was, I don't know if you heard of Tanisha's Chiefs, 49ers. I'm Chiefs, Dallas, and Darren, you and Darren, Chiefs, Philly.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back to revisit this midway through the season. And then when the playoffs come, if ain't none of them damn teams we picked in the playoffs, we all gotta have to Regroup
I ain't
and
worried
make
about the
some more
Chiefs. I know
picks.
how
Well,
to.
somebody we picked. No, I know that.
Unless
Somebody
the
we picked, or
Monstars come and
somebody
take
that ain't
Patrick's
picked.
ability,
Somebody
I've
gonna have
got
to. Somebody gonna have to backstep. Somebody gonna have to backpedal a little bit. Maybe me. I don't know who, but somebody gonna have to backpedal because we all didn't pick the same, which is
the
good. So
closest will be
we'll
you
come back.
probably with the Cowboys.
Could be. Could be.
Like
I'm
I said,
talking when we
unless
get
the
to
Monsters
shit. If
look,
they don't even make it to the playoffs, yeah, I really gotta. I ain't backstepping ain't the
I put
word.
like
I'm gonna have to moonwalk.
unless the Monstars come down and zap Patrick's powers or whatever, I think our pick should be just fine.
Okay. All right.
Well, Linda, can I say something real quick?
Of course, it wouldn't be you if you didn't.
I just want to give y'all uh, a shout out. Yeah, yeah. At least y'all look like y'all did some kind of work this year. Couple, couple other picks that y'all did say, I had to wrap my head around them a little bit. But at least we didn't go with our heart. We went from what our eyes, what we seen on the field, and I think
Mhm.
y'all did a great job this year. And hell, y'all might even get 3 or 4 of them right into the playoffs this year.
Oh
So
shit! Thank you,
Ah,
Pat.
y'all
That's a
moving up.
compliment.
Y'all like the Jeffersons. Y'all are definitely moving up.
thank you, thank you,
Thank you. We
thank you.
appreciate that. We appreciate that. Coming from you, that's definitely a compliment. We appreciate that. I know I've been going with my heart all these years, and I said I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it this year, and I know I'm no longer in denial, Pat.
All righty.
Mhm.
I'm no
Especially
longer in
since this
denial.
video can live on forever. So yeah, you definitely don't want to.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. That's our show. Me and Tanisha are gonna hang out and talk about some stuff. But
Hold on,
go
I got
ahead,
a quick
Darren.
quick question because we're doing
Mhm.
predictions. Who do you have for MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year, and comeback player? No,
MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna go with that.
Rookie of the year is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm.
Coach of the year is going to be, wow, that's kind of crazy. I didn't really think about it, but I'm going to give it to Rasheem, coach of the Falcons. And what was the last one?
Defensive Player
So
of the Year.
let me ask you a question, Pat.
Defensive player of the year.
You said rookie of the year. Do they do offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year or
I
no?
think they do.
Yes,
Okay, they
yes.
split them up, so it's not just one. Okay.
Yeah, I think they do. And
I,
what was the last one once again, Darren?
It was Defensive Player of the Year and Comeback Player of the Year.
Defensive player of the year will be Myles Garrett again.
Oh,
And the comeback player of the year will be Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
hmm. Okay, I could see that. Uh, okay, I'm gonna go with Patrick for MVP. Even though they might try to have voter fatigue, I think with this offense, if he does what's expected of him, he should win that for the third time. Defensive Player of the Year. They don't really give the players on the same team, so it's kind of hard to go with Chris Jones. But I'm gonna go with. Uh, ooh, mm, ooh, they might try to give it to T.J. Watt again, but yeah, Miles Garrett. If Miles Garrett, no. I think it would be Will Anderson out of Houston. I think Will Anderson will surprise a lot of people with that Texas defense. Rookie of the year, depending on how they do, I think because of the press, I think they'll give it to Caleb Williams. If he makes it through the season and they're in some kind of contention, I think he'll win it with the strong second place shown by Jaden Daniels. Coach of the year, man, Andy never gets any respect, but depending on how they finish, I can see. mm, Maybe Nick Sirianni, depending on how the Eagles do, because of all the changes that he had to go through, getting two new coordinators once again. If they can pull it out, I think he might be able to surprise some people. But I do like Raheem Morris in Atlanta. If Atlanta wins the division like we expect them to, I can see Raheem Morris winning that. And then comeback player of the year. they're going to hate to do it, but I think Deshaun Watson, based off of injury and what he does, I got Cleveland winning the AFC North. If they win the division, I think it's going to be hard pressed to not have them in the running for MVP along with comeback player of the year.
All right. Everything Darren said except for change the coach of the year to Houston's coach, and I'll go with Myles Garrett over Will Anderson.
Cool. Linda?
I can go with what Tanisha just said because thinking it through what everybody just said, I'm going to go closer with what Tanisha said because I did not think those categories through prior to. So I'll be honest.
No problem.
Yep.
All righty.
All right. Again, thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate
Pat, hopefully I'll see you
that.
Thursday.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yes,
the compliments, Pat. We're gonna do better every year. We're gonna do better. We're gonna do better as the season go on, and we'll see y'all as the season gets rolling. Enjoy the game Thursday night. We'll be watching. And until next time, y'all stay cool. Tanisha, hang out. We got some stuff to talk about.
Hey. One more quick
Yeah.
thing. One more quick
Mm-hmm.
thing. Me and Darren are going to be willing once the WNBA playoffs start. We're gonna pick the brackets.
Okay,
Who wins?
cool. Yeah,
Cause
absolutely.
I'm getting ready to get up on game
Okay.
and
Oh,
watching
I
these
love it.
teams the last few weeks, and so we're gonna give y'all a chance to get back even.
Okay, love it.
Okay.
Love it.
All
Love
right.
it.
All right.
Look forward to it.
All right.
Oh, so since you brought up WNBA, I don't know if you heard or whatever. I know Darren did. What do you think about? This is what I was going to talk to Tanisha about. What do you think about those comments today?
I didn't hear it.
Darren, you were talking about today, Cheryl Swoops, how Stephen A was going at Cheryl Swoops, and people been going at her.
He's
What do you
been
think?
Steve, I think he's out of pocket, but I think he's been for whatever reason since the WNBA season started. Uh, Nothing against Caitlin Clark, but they've been capping for her real hard, and it seems like that they seem to have an issue with these other WNBA players who might foul her hard, or some of these older players who may not give her the credit that they feel like she deserves. And he's been going after Cheryl Swoops kind of strongly and kind of disrespectfully. And then and while he's been calling her out, instead of inviting her onto his show, he contacted Nancy Lieberman to talk about her versus just contacting her to come on the show. And it gives me a whole Jason Whitlock type vibe, and I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. And then some of the stuff that Nancy was saying. I mean, I think right now, yeah, Caitlin Clark,
And
Rookie
revealing
of
the
the Year.
private conversation publicly, I'm not with that either. So.
Right. Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year. I give it to her. Whatever.
Gave it to her,
But
yeah.
the fact where they talking about Nancy Lieberman saying she's in the MVP conversation, ain't nobody in that conversation but Asia. There's no conversation. Now, if you want to talk about some others who would be runner-ups, I mean, Caitlin Clark ain't even the first person to come up. You got to talk about Collier. You got to talk about Stewie. You got to talk about some other people. But ain't nobody in that running. Like somebody said on one show, they said, "Who gonna stop? Only way anybody else gets MVP is Asia just stop playing. That's it." So I just think it's just once again everything is blown out of control. It's going to racial places. It's going to places that it shouldn't be. Is basketball. So it's just like, let's move on with that. But Tanisha, what you got on it?
I'm a little upset with Stephen A. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing it for shock value, but the whole Nancy Lieberman thing that he just didn't sit well with me. And I always try to defend him a little bit, but I'm with you. He gives me Jason Whitlock vibes right about now.
Yeah, because
Darren.
he
I'm
calls her
not
on the
liking
show.
that.
She made some comments about Kennedy Carter. What she would have did to Kennedy Carter had that happened with her and Caitlin Clark, and those were foul comments. So then Nancy, you're gonna come back. I think what is she, the GM or something of that team? So it's kind of like they want everybody to kiss the ring, and everybody's not going to kiss the ring because everybody has opinions. So Lisa Leslie said it. I thought she said it gracefully. Both of them have done a lot. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have done a lot for the game as rookies, and they carried a lot of weight this season. Both of them. I know it's not like, oh, you participated. I personally don't. Whoever gets it, they get it. Let's move on. I'm ready for the playoffs to start. The individual awards and the individual accolades, they're all great. Let's see what team comes out on top. So that's all I got on that. Darren, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No. Just get the opportunity to speak at my alma mater this Thursday morning. To give the
Congratulations
convocation.
on that too.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
To give the convocation speech, and I'll be there
Well, what's
for
your
10
alma
minutes.
mater? Give us some more. Give us some more. The whole
Lincoln
thing.
University is a historically black college and university founded by 62nd and 65th Colored Infantry back in 1865, I believe. And like I said, when I was there, I was freshman class president, sat on the board of curators. And so did a lot of things while I was there as a student. And so it caught me by surprise. The president called me last week and asked me to come down and speak, even though he knew it was opening night here in Kansas City. So I'm going to get down there early, give my speech, get right back on the road so I can be back in time to get prepared for pregame and everything for the game. But it is an honor, and I'm very humble and appreciative of it.
And congratulations to you, Darren.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And I'm gonna have a fly ass suit on because that's what I do is game day. How we do it.
Whatever.
Lord.
There
Be
you
clean.
Lord.
There you go.
Rocking the new 3-piece suit.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Tinesha, what you got? Close us out.
What I have to close this out. I'm not really crazy. I'm just excited about the season getting ready to start. I'm like, man, that Thursday night football game can't happen fast enough for me. I literally am just excited about the football season. There's so much talent spread out on these teams, and just hoping these guys get through the season healthy. That's what I have.
I'm with you on that. I hate watching that first game and watching people go down. So I'm hoping for a healthy season. I want everybody to stay healthy, and let's get that kickoff on Thursday night. So, like we always say, everybody, please be kind, be blessed. It's free, and until next time, peace. Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.